Assalamu alaikum friends, you are watching Exploring with Najam. Whether a person has an interest in reading books or not, every individual's life is inevitably connected to books in some way. Whether it's through a love for stories or through the academic journey of school, college, or university. Because without these books, obtaining a degree is impossible. So even if one doesn't want to, a person needs a connection with books in their life. And let's say, somehow we manage to distance ourselves from books, we still need them. Be it for the mundane daily life or the essential need for printers, which perhaps we don't pay enough attention to. Our daily tasks have become much easier with the use of printers. For example, when we need certifications or a CV for a job, or even if we don't, shopping is the most important part of our lives. During this, the cashier easily hands us the printed bill, making our lives much more convenient. But friends, have you ever thought that all of this was always so easy? That what we obtain with a single click today used to take minutes? Let's talk about the history of printing, and then maybe you'll realize how much printing still matters in our lives today. These interesting facts await you. So be sure to watch the video until the end, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe. Now let's dive into the topic. So, friends, have you ever thought that if there were no books, who would pass down the old tales and stories? Before the invention of printing, ancient people used to orally transmit these stories in their own languages, and within these stories, there were often hidden lessons that would pass down to future generations. But then someone thought that there should be a system to preserve old knowledge and stories for the coming generations. That's when people started writing down these tales and information, and all these things started being written on the bones of animals and wood, because at that time, paper hadn't been invented yet, and the method of writing on wood or bones wasn't very efficient, because it would fade away or wear out over time. Then, as time passed, people felt the need for paper. Eventually, a person in ancient China, whose name was Chai Lun, invented paper. This invention revolutionized the world, opening up new possibilities for preserving knowledge and information. Back then, the issue was that only a few educated people knew how to read and write, and it took years to write a single book in that manner. During that time, the books written were only accessible to kings and emperors, and the common people couldn't reach them. Then, in the year 712, the idea of printing words repeatedly to save time and overcome the difficulty of writing repeatedly arose. The aim was to save time and print more books. For this purpose, blocks were made for each alphabet, which were inked and used for printing. But even printing with wooden blocks didn't prove to be very efficient because it still took a lot of time. Then, in the year 1041, a Chinese man named Bi Sheng invented movable type using clay, which proved to be quite successful. This innovation brought some advancements to the world of printing, increasing the speed to some extent. The procedure involved creating individual characters from clay, which were then inked and pressed onto paper, allowing for printing. So, friends, in this way, the Chinese remained at the forefront of the printing industry. Although the history of printing is indeed ancient, the honor of having the world's first printing press belongs to Germany. In the year 1440, Johannes Gutenberg invented the first printing machine, which was a movable type printing press. It can be said that the invention of this machine revolutionized the world of printing, as it drastically reduced the time required for printing from months or years to mere hours. The printing process with this machine involved placing ink into its ink reservoir and then placing the paper on the press, where it was pressed against the metal type. This machine could print approximately 1,000 pages in a single day, a remarkable increase compared to the 40 to 50 pages a person could produce using the traditional method. This efficiency led to the widespread availability of books in Europe, and the middle class began to engage in reading, whereas before, books were rare and accessible to only a few. Gutenberg's printing press gained prominence when he printed the first Bible with it, a task that previously took about a year to complete by hand. And the impact of Gutenberg's printing press was monumental. With the ability to print 200 Bibles in a year, it's evident that this invention sparked a significant revolution. Within a few decades, approximately 300 printing presses were established across Europe, and around 20 million books were circulated throughout the continent by the end of the 16th century. This era marked a profound transformation in European society, as the widespread availability of books altered people's ways of thinking. Exactly. With the proliferation of books and knowledge, people became more aware and enlightened. This period marked the end of the Dark Ages in Europe and ushered in a new era of enlightenment and civilization. The spread of education and information played a crucial role in the development of European societies, leading to significant advancements in various fields such as science, philosophy, and the arts. Friends, the invention of the printing press was a monumental advancement in human history. But with time, innovations continued to enhance it. In 1843, the rolling printing machine was invented, revolutionizing the printing process even further. Before this, printing was done on small sheets of paper, but with the rolling machine, printing on rolls became possible. This saved a significant amount of time, as previously, people had to arrange entire sentences in blocks and then press them onto paper with ink. With the rolling machine, large cylinders made this task much easier, paving the way for the printing of newspapers and other publications. Indeed, during that era, there were no TVs or radios, so newspapers were the primary source through which people could learn about world events. Thus, the invention of the rolling printing machine proved to be a remarkable feat, enabling the dissemination of news on a large scale. As time progressed, further innovations emerged. In the early 20th century, individuals invented personal printers for use in offices and other settings, facilitating small-scale printing tasks. Subsequently, photocopy machines were developed, streamlining their work further. Then, humanity entered the realm of digital printing, and in 1968, the first digital printer was created, marking another significant milestone in printing technology. The printer known as the dot matrix printer, which was a bit slow and noisy at first, underwent advancements over time. With progress, it moved to laserjet printers, which are faster and quieter. As time went by, the size of printing machines reduced, and now we have entered the era of 3D printing. With 3D printing, we can create prints on various objects without the need for ink. This advanced level of printing allows for intricate designs to be printed on items like t-shirts, glassware, or even birthday cakes, showcasing the versatility and innovation of 3D printing technology. So, friends, that was the journey from writing a single alphabet to reaching the realm of digital printing, and who knows what further advancements we'll witness in printing technology as time goes on. I hope that today's video has enlightened you about the history of printing, and I'm eager to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Until next time, take care, and thanks for watching this video. Goodbye.